Okay, I hope you can see it. So if you just join us, a small note for you, we will record the session. If you have concern, you are free to leave the call. We will share the recording afterwards via email. Also, the chat in your microphone is disabled. This is on purpose that we have a huge audience presented today. But by the end of the session, we will show you what channel you may use to for posting your questions and provide your feedbacks. So, dear suppliers, thank you all for joining today's training session. As you may have already seen, we are launching a series of refreshment training sessions split into the different topics of NSP. So today we are going to have supplier management and VAS. Then we are going to have material technical documents plus inquiries. And lastly, we will have a session related to quality modules, focusing this time on VAM plus non-conformities. For each of these topics, there will be 2 sessions. The same information will be provided. It is only to accommodate the different time zone. So please feel free to choose one session for each topic. The dates were shared in the original communication sent early, with links where to join for each session. I will now move to our agenda. So let's kick off today's trainings. The demo today will be focusing on the overview of the supplier portal and on the onboarding process, and we will show you how to join the portal and onboard your colleagues. We will then discuss also and show you vendor evaluation scorecard. So this is the agenda for today. Let us get started with the training. My name is Alexandra Tsar. I am project manager from Nestlé, and today I will be presenting to you the general overview of NSP, and our NSP lead Rafik will cover then West topics with you, and also our colleagues Luda will present to us the demo for both topics. Few words about objective. You have probably already using the portal for quite a long period of time, but if you are not familiar with this, we would like just to highlight that NSP is the integrated platform that we have built, and this is for you to have a better interaction with Nestlé. So here you have actually 2 main objectives with the portal. The first one, you will be able to find all the tools we use to communicate with you in Nestlé. Second one, we are able to build inside the portal new models in order to start some processes of automatization and digitalization of existing processes that right now you are doing outside of NSP and using different tools for this. So those models will be exclusively created for the portal. We are not going too much into details about them today, but just in general overview of how to actually how we built this, let's say, portal and what is the main objective. So having those 2 advantages, we can actually move to the next slide where you will be able to see several benefits which you can experience once you join the portal. Also here on the right side, you can check our key measures so far. So I am not going too much into details about the benefits. Most of them are listed here, and you probably already are familiar with them from using the portal on everyday, let's say, on your everyday activities. I just would like to highlight that the supplier portal is growing, and as we are including new models with additional benefits, and we hope that you enjoy this and the time saving already that they bring already some time saving to you. And also some stories that last week we actually received a request from one of our internal users about how to join the portal, because he received a request from one of you as someone actually wanted to do all activities right in the portal only. And to hear this is the best feedback to us to see that you are using the portal actively, and it's the best signal for us to understand that we are creating something meaningful and collaboration between our companies are improving because of the portal. Now I would like move a bit more closer to the topic of today's our session and actually explain you the flow how to get access into the portal. So this is a very initial step is that your key account manager will be onboarded as the first person inside the Nestlé supplier portal, and this will be done through an invitation only. So procurement from the Nestlé site will trigger the invitation inside the Nestlé Supply portal to the key account manager, who will receive an invitation in which they will need to click and start entering into NSP to populate their profile. Once they complete their profile with basic information, they will be able to see information about supplier, your company, or as we call it, vendor master data. Do some clarification through the chat functionality or even request some changes, and as well will be able to see the company family tree, meaning see all the linkages that you have within your companies, so your subsidiaries, your main branches or parent vendors, and also will be able to use certain chat functionalities and change request if you notice that something is not correct in our system. But this will be the very first step. So an invitation from procurement to key account manager, and the key account manager being the first person to access to our portal. But after, we need to extend the access to the portal to several people within your company. Because in the portal, we shared information that is not valuable for the commercial side, but is needed and valuable for other functions. For instance, for quality. So more people need to be onboarded from your site inside the portal to have visibility on all of this information, and actually there are two ways on how you could do it. So the first one is that as well by invitation from the Nestlé site. In this case, it can be not only by procurement, but some of other functions within your company that can already trigger a request to any other contacts inside your company who will receive an invitation. Then you would have a need to complete similar steps, accessing the portal, completing their profile. And once this is done, it would allow to have visibility, to have information about your company's information and relationship with other companies as within your company family tree, and the visibility to all of other models that are active inside of the portal. That was the first one, and the second one is also the most recommended one from our side, is that the key account manager can already propose who within the company need to have access. So the key account manager have, let's say, further knowledge and understanding of the people, of the functions that would better get to knowledge or information out of the portal. So the key account manager inside the portal could put basic information such as a name, a mail, and trigger a proposed invitation to them for them to the portal. This then will generate a notification for people within Nestle who will review and approve. Once this is done, the contact that you have actually proposed will receive the invitation and continue on the same step mentioned previously. So there are two ways. First one by invitation through someone directly from Nestle, or second one most recommended by extending the invitation directly from the key account manager in your company. So in case you would like to have access to Nestle Supplier Portal, we will recommend you to contact your key account manager and ask he or she to create a profile for you. Actually, who can create whom? Few words about this. So here on the screen, you can see the role definition matrix, and you can see also the list of activities which are to be performed on NSP and which roles are able to actually perform them. So let's have a brief overview of each of the role and which activities you are authorized to perform on the portal. So starting from the green Nestle side, there were we have five roles. So this is the supplier manager, the editor, the document super user, document contributor, and also viewer. So let's check the column one by one in regards of supplier contact management activities. Starting with the supplier manager, which is together with editor role, are users from the Nestlé procurement community, and their focus will be on your supplier contact management part. So supplier manager is supposed to execute the onboarding of the key account manager on of the portal and manage or maintain, let's say, the access. The editor is a similar role. With this role, Nestle is able to perform similar activities, but to a lesser extent. From the supplier contact management perspective, the documents per user and contributor, which are supposed to be assigned to users from technical communities, from quality, SETAC, R&D, AG, they are able to onboard and manage supplier contacts only who have contributor roles. So that's actually it about the Nestle side. And now we can move to the supplier side, to your side, which is a blue side, and where we have four roles. So this is a key account manager, editor, contributor, and viewer. In regards of the supplier contact management, a person with CAM role has the most access. So this person will be able to request and propose supplier contact for creation, after which Nestle have a need to approve the proposed users. Once it's done, they will be able to join the portal. They will be also able to maintain your supplier contact data and block the contacts except for other CAMs. They will be able to invite all contacts they know will need access to collaborate with Nestle on the portal. And this is important to highlight that all activities related to managing CAM profiles can be done only by Nestle users in the supplier manager role. So CAMs cannot manage other CAMs, but all other roles can and should be managed by CAMs. Editors, the next role that we have together with CAM, will have a possibility to also raise change request if you notice any discrepancies on your assigned supplier general data, for example, your company's name, contacts, info, or address. So you will be able to raise this change request. Overall, users in a role can edit, manage, invite, and block other supplier users in the same role, except for CAMs, as CAMs are only managed by Nestle. All of four supplier roles will be able to view the data of the supplier contacts, even the viewer. So with this, let's get to the demo part, which will be covered by my colleagues Luda, and let's see how this onboarding process and supplier contact maintenance is happening inside of the NSP. So Luda, passing floor to you.
Thank you, Alexandra. Hello, training participants, our dear suppliers. My name is Ludmila and I am a Nestle Supplier Portal Project Specialist. And now I will share my screen and we will start our demo part. Okay, could you please confirm you see it?
We do.
Okay, thank you. So we will start from the beginning, and in this screen you may see email invitation, one Nestle contact creates a profile for you, or when proposed account by your colleague is approved by Nestle user. And this is more relevant to our new colleagues who are joining the portal, or will be relevant for colleagues for whom profiles you will create. So you receive this invite from the portal, and here you may see by whom your profile was created. Below you can find out some information about our portal. Here you have the link you should try to access, and below we have like a channel of support. So in case of login issue, please contact this generic mailbox, and in case of process or technical related issue, please raise a ticket through inquiries. And soon these inquiries will be replaced by incidents module. And please pay attention that these profiles, they are individual. So if you received this invite for your email account, please do not forward this to your colleagues, as if they don't have the profile created in the portal, they will not be able to access it. So please ensure that profile is created for your colleagues. So once you access the link, you will be brought to this page and you need to accept this website and try to log in. So as I mentioned, please use your credentials for the invitation that you received. So once you perform this login process, the system will bring you to these few steps. This is our first self-onboarding process, after which your profile will be active. So here you see our promo video, below you see the roles which were assigned to your profile, and below you have some buttons. This one you can review training material if you have some concerns, have to go through this self-onboarding process. Also, you can check this guideline, and the last button you can click in order to proceed. So you will have to complete few steps, and at first step you can change the data, because this data could be pre-selected by colleague who created profile for you or by Nestle user. So if you notice some discrepancy, please feel free to modify, or if data is missing, please feel free to insert it. And one important note that I would like to highlight, that for our demo part, I will use pre-production. So this is our testing environment, and all the data you see here is a dummy data. Okay, we are moving forward, and at step 2, you need to indicate 2 attributes. This is product categories and organizational elements. They could be pre-selected, and if you notice some discrepancy, please feel free to modify the data. Okay, I am not responsible, for example, for all row. I am removing it, or any other value. Then I can select it based on my responsibilities. I can do like this, and I also can start typing a specific product category based on my responsibility, let's say. So please be accurate, because based on all these parameters, you will receive notifications afterwards. And if you are not new for this portal, you already have active profile, these steps are also relevant for you, as we have similar steps in my profile settings. So you may edit your profile settings in any time. So let me select some value for our demo. At the organizational elements, you will see here those extensions that are related to our SAP internal extensions. So if your vendor is extended to this specific market or Nestle company, you will see it in the list. You also can modify it based on your parameters. And one more note here, if you have contributor role, you will have plant selection here. So once you added needed data, you can move forward. This step, it's applicable for users with contributor role. So here you need to select document type and document key. At Nestle, all documents are clustered under document type and document keys. So one document type can contain few document keys. So if this data is incorrect, you can select entire cluster, or start typing the needed documents based on area of your responsibilities. This is testing data, but in production, you will have actual list, and you can modify it based on your responsibilities. The same we have for PSMR data. You can select all row specification types, all packing specification types, or you can start typing your category for purchase specification. Okay, and let us move forward. So this is the last step, and you should review terms and conditions of Nestlé Supplier portal usage. Once it's done, you can click on accept terms and conditions in order to start using our NSP. So I'm clicking on submit, and now I am active user, so I can use the portal. And at the next at the next part of our demo, we will review a little bit some navigation processes. We will check this about bar. Maybe you are already familiar with this, but just to refresh some knowledge for you. Now we are at our home page. This home page can be reached from this icon, or you can click on Nestle logo, and system moves you to this. Here are captured some Nestle solutions. Some of them are built inside of our portal. So once you click on, let's say, my profile, system moves us to a specific, let's say, model. But if solution is not built inside of the portal and it's like external platform, but it's used by Nestle, you will have a need to, let's say, log in with your credential that you are using for this specific platform. What else we have at our about bar? We have notifications. So this notification can be reached clicking on this bell, or it can be reached from home page at important messages. So you are receiving them via email if your profile is set up properly, and you also will be able to check your notifications from the portal directly. And here you will have the list of all unread and read messages. Next, what we have is our what's new. So here, once we implement new feature, new model, and we are like updating and informing you through this. So you can click on our news, let's say, and check this short guidance for your usage. And we have here, this is frequently asked questions where are captured common issues and proposed solutions to them. So you may reach to it and find out here issues and recommended solutions per topics, and like divided per process and technical issues. So we encourage you to use it as well. And one more, we have training center. So at this training center, you are able to find out training materials, simulations, additional information. Also, you are able to check roles. So if you have doubts, if you can manage and can access specific model, you can like open this training center and check specific model and specific roles definition map, so you can view for which role which activities can be done. And what even more we encourage you to check, this is our simulation. So when you open this specific topic, you see this simulation button. So once you click on it, the system will open you step by step guidance, which has voice recording and step-by-step instruction, let's say. Okay, let me come back to our portal. And that's all in terms of our above bar. And we can move to my profile. So at my profile, you can edit some data, especially if your responsibilities were changed, or for example, you notice that you start receiving some irrelevant notifications. So you also can edit it, and you need to click here, and at personal info, you can modify some information, but you cannot modify your email. So if your domain, for example, was changed at your company, or email was changed in general, we kindly ask you to contact your key account manager in order to block your account and onboard you with new email address. Or if you have key account manager role, only Nestle user, your Nestle procurement manager can block and remove your account and then re-onboard you. Okay, and one more note here. If you have key account manager role, you can edit your roles. And also, if you have key account manager role, you can manage profiles of your colleagues with contributor, viewer, editor roles. At assigned suppliers, you will see the list of vendor family tree if it exists in our system. So if you are responsible for few vendors, you can tick here or untick if you're not responsible for them anymore. And responsibilities is quite the same that we reviewed at our self-onboarding process. So please feel free to modify them, especially in terms of receiving correct notifications. And notifications itself. So here you may tick and untick here. So if you would like to receive email notifications or not, but we would recommend you to set up your profile properly because if you switch off these notifications, you will have a need to go to the portal and manually check them one by one. What else opportunity we have here? So you can select for which specific models you would like to receive these notifications. If you're responsible for few of them, you can select like this. If you're responsible for everything and you would like to receive all notifications, just remain the tick here. And also you can choose a preferred email for notifications. So if you are using for your work some generic group email address, you can indicate it here. All notifications will be sent to this specific email. However, it's important to highlight that all actions need to be done from your individual account. And last one tab we have here, it's activity log. So here you can check all the changes that were done in terms of your profiles setting. Okay, that is in terms of my profile, and we can briefly review Nestle contacts. So at Nestle contacts, you can check Nestle emails of people with whom you can cooperate. So if you don't know exact email, but you know, for example, name, surname, you can start typing here, find out needed contact, and send inquiry. So this feature will trigger opening email, and you are able to send email to this specific person. What next? This is my organizations. And here in production, you will be able to see company and contacts tab. And we will start from company. So you can see the list of all vendors to which you are assigned. And if this list is quite big, you can use search or filter option in order to find out needed vendor. At Contacts tab, you will be able to see all your colleagues who are onboarded with the same vendor assignment as you. Let us review one example of company, and as you may see here, you also can check how many contacts are linked with this specific vendor. I'm opening one example. And here in production, you will be able to check three tabs, company, bank information, and contacts. Company bank information, this data is transferring from our internal system. So if you notice some discrepancy, it's a great benefit for you. If you have key account manager or editor role, you can click on edit and initiate change request in order to modify some data in our internal system. All these changes are done outside of NSP. However, as I mentioned, it's a great benefit and opportunity for you to keep your data, vendor data, up to date. So the same is for bank information. You have this option, and we will have button modify bank accounts. If you have doubts how to perform these actions at training center, you may find out relevant training materials. What else in terms of company data maintenance? Here you can see a company family tree in case this data like are connected in our system. If this is like standalone vendor, you may initiate like corporate linkage change. Also, if you would like to add more vendors here, which are in cooperation with Nestle and you would like to have access to them too, you also can initiate this request. You also can review this data what we have now, and as I mentioned, to raise request in case change is needed. And for more details, you can click here and provide, for example, dance number of your parent and child entities in order to facilitate performance of this change. Okay, and last tab which is available for you in production is contacts. So at Contacts tab, you are able to check all the profiles which are linked with this specific vendor. So they can be active, inactive, blocked, and archived. Active are the ones who have been invited to the portal and passed the self-onboarding process that we reviewed in the beginning. And just a note for you, if your colleagues were connecting the portal like more than, let's say, 6 months, it can happen that they face with login issues, as recertification is needed in this case. And please feel free to drop a message to our generic mailbox in order we could check and support you with resolution. Also, we encourage you to check if you're a key account manager, to check if profiles of your colleagues are relevant. If no anymore, please block them. Invited users inactive, so they can be in invited status like this one, so they need to go through self-onboarding process, or they are at pending approval. It means that colleagues created a profile for this specific email address, and this profile is waiting for validation from Nestle site. Blocked users, these users can be blocked by key account manager or by a Nestle users. And archived one, so profiles were firstly blocked, then removed by Nestle users, or they could be deleted by system automatically in case user didn't complete self-onboarding process during 3 months after moment of profile creation. That's actually it in terms of our statuses. Below here from this tab, what you have the possibility, this is request contact creation. And if you are starting from this view, this company is pre-selected and you can assign this potential contact to more vendors if this contact is responsible for few companies. But let me show you contact tab, because from here you also can create contacts. So for this purpose, click here. Here you will not see pre-selected data, but let me indicate either ID or start typing from company name. And one more important note here, we are not recommending to use generic mailboxes for your colleagues and profiles creation, because in such case, these users will face with technical and security difficulties. And if proposed users are created by colleagues, such accounts will be deleted by Nestle site, and user who created it will be notified and asked to onboard colleagues with individual email address. So we encourage you to use individual email addresses from the beginning. Okay, I will select few more vendors for this potential vendor creation, and let me indicate one email. I indicated this email and I see there this warning message. So there is already a contact with the same email. So we cannot duplicate profiles or create more profiles at one for one unique email. But if you would like this contact to be linked with one additional vendor, which maybe is not even in your family tree, firstly, please ensure that this vendor is linked with your family tree. Then it will be easier to extend existing profile to more vendors. Let me modify this. I will indicate some random data, we'll select functions and application roles. So as I have key account manager role, I can create users with contributor, viewer, and editor role. And Alexandra previously showed you a roles definition map. So based on your current roles, you can see with which roles you can propose contact creation. Let me select contributor and editor, for example, and move forward. These steps are quite similar, like we saw before during self-onboarding process. Also here, these fields are optional. If you know them, you can indicate. If no, this will be mandatory from your colleague's side to complete this data. The same is here. You need to select product category and organizational elements. However, if your colleague notice some discrepancy, as I mentioned, it's possible to modify. This is for material technical documents management step, and I'm selecting document type and key and move forward, and the same for PSMR data. And the last step is like summary one. So if I notice some discrepancy, I can come back and modify. However, if this is okay, I can request contact creation. And as you may see that your contact proposal was sent to Nestle. And once this contact which is proposed is approved, this person will receive a notification from Nestle supplier portal. And here you also may check if your colleague already exists or not with a specific email. And I just started typing this email address that we just created. And as you may see, it's pending approval. And besides of this, you can edit the profile of your colleague. So you can edit the role and change it if it's needed. So key account manager is responsible for contacts management within the organization, and you can modify also all other, let's say, vendors, and you can select the filters and apply in order to see which colleagues have these active or other statuses. And for example, this profile you also can modify if you have key account manager role. So that's actually it from my side in terms of supplier management and general overview, and we can come back to our presentation and proceed with our next topic. Alexandra.
Thank you, Luda. Yeah, let me share back the presentation. Luda, can you help me with this?
Just a second.
Yes, I have some issues with sharing. Okay. Yes, so now we are moving to the second part of our training session, which will be related to vendor relations scorecard topic. And here I will give word to our NSP lead Rafik.
Thank you, Alexandra. Hello, everyone. Good morning and good afternoon. My name is Rafiqul Islam. I'm the global lead for Nestle Supplier Portal. I'll give you a quick brief on the vendor evaluation scorecard. If you're not aware, Nestle actually is one of the key measure of supply performance. We call it vendor evaluation scorecard. You may also be knowing it as a supply service level. What do we do? There are three key major areas that we measure against. One is that on time, it's all against the purchase order at the line item level. That if the purchase delivery date are matched within the time that is agreed in full, what has been ordered and received, and quality is during the good receipts. We check initial quality followed by the total quality at any point of time of the consumption. So in comparison of all these three elements uh, is compiled and you get the supplier service level percentages. So if we move, feel free to, there is a link to learn more. So if you are new, please feel free to use the link to learn more about it. Let's move into the next slide. So in NSP, Uh, some of you already have been using very actively, and thanks for your contributions and engagement. And we really encourage all of you to start using NSP portal to access the supply performance report base. This will definitely allow you to have a better visibility, understand where you are falling behind. You will also have a better collaboration and engagement with the Nestle, where you see that there are differences. So recently we have also uh, gone live with a new feature called supply feedback. So you'll get to see on your screen, there is a column called supply feedback. This will also allow you now to, as you're reviewing, if you see that there are areas you agree, you put agree. If there are scores, you see that you don't agree, you put disagree with your rationale and attachment as a proof. So the Nestle MRP planners can look into it, and then they can actually, if they agree with your rationales, they will override that. What we have seen overall, the suppliers who are really engaging through the Nestle supplier portal and managing the performance review are doing around minimum 2% better than the suppliers who are not using today. So I would again recommend and make it as your standard way to review the performance report. Let's move on to the next slide. I'd just like to give you a quick insight that, as I mentioned, that everything are measured more based on the purchase order, and in the purchase order we look into the delivery date, quantity, followed by quality. For the quantity, yes, there are some understanding considerations based on different circumstances, geographical locations, understanding of the delivery receipt. There are tolerances applied by the market in agreement with suppliers, understanding the scenarios. And for the quality, there is no compromisations if, but we measure it in two areas: when the goods are receipted and also during the consumption in production. So let's move on, look into one example just to give you that overall, how do you see and how we measure. So say, for example, there are 5 purchase orders have been sent to you, and you have delivered different products. How we see it, we look into each of the areas. If one of the areas fail, like on time, if we take the example of the first line purchase order 1, so your overall wage score would be still counted as a miss. It's at 0. But whereas if we check that purchase order number 5, all your attributes have met the criteria. In that case, your wage score would be 100. In combination of all your purchase orders, then the total supplier service level is calculated. So in that case, because there are different misses in for the other purchase orders, the overall score is 20%. So again, I would encourage you to go through the learning. There are good informations available there, how we are calculating, and we are working on an overview which we'll be publishing soon. which will also enable you to understand better and answer some of your frequently asked questions. Let's move on to the next slide. So just to highlight that how it works, usually we encourage you to do it more weekly review, because this will also keep the volume in control and allow also the market MRPs to plan and execute. We take the global snapshot by the 15th of the following month for the previous month. So we encourage you to review and please use the supply feedback features. This will definitely improve your engagement. Also, it will enable the MRP planner to focus and expedite the key areas and override. So I'll not take much of time. Thank you very much for your time. I will give back to Luda to give you a quick demo on the supplier performance. Thank you, Luda. Over to you. Thank you,
Thank
everyone.
you. Thank you, Rafik, for your presentation. And colleagues, give me please 1 second. I will share the good example for you. And before I started sharing the screen, I would like to highlight for you that for this part, I will also use pre-production. So all the data you will be able to see here will be dummy data. And the main benefit of having this model is that you will have possibility to check your score on daily basis on any convenient time for you, and you will see the same figures that Nestle users see, and you will also be able to download the charts you will have, and for sure you will able to use it for your needs in the future. Let me set up it properly and we are starting our review. So once you click on vendor evaluation scorecard, you should have the access to this and one prerequisite for it, that this combination for your vendor and for according purchasing organization and plant, it should be activated by MRP planner before or by your Nestle procurement manager. And if you are assigned to few vendors, so if you have multiply assignment, you will be able to see the data combined here. So if you would like to select one specific vendor, you should apply your filters here and at supplier vendor indicate the code that you would like to review. Also, one note, if you noticed in the beginning, I had some uh, automatically set up data in terms of years and in terms of plans, but I remove it in order to show you testing data, and you can select it based on your needs. So once you apply, the data will be refreshed accordingly, and here above you will see year-to-date service level, and this percentage is given each month to you. Under it, you will have a view of supplier service level and missed PO by details. So supplier service level shows the evolution of percentage of delivered PO items. If the bar is in green, it means that it's above the target, but if they below the target, you will see them in red. And one more word about target. So it's set up here. Some markets can have their targets. So if you see based on setup target, the data will be refreshed accordingly. And at the right side, at missed PO details, this chart tells us a number of PO items that failed and the reason of this failure based on colors. So in yellow you see total quality missed PO, yeah, on like orange you see on time delivery, and on brown, in brown you see quantity reliability. And once you hover your mouse on these bars here and here, you will see additional information. And as I mentioned in the beginning, you will be able to download chart for your further analysis and discussion with MRP planner. Below we have some additional information. So we have missed PO details, and you may check all these columns with all relevant data. And if you hover your mouse on some tooltips, you will see additional explanation. Also, if we have this score confirmed, it can be yes or no. If it's yes, it means that MRP Planner confirmed the line. If no, it means that MRP Planner didn't confirm the line yet. And what is new here, and I am very happy to announce this to you as we are already live with our new feature. So users with key account manager and editor role, they are able to provide feedback on missed PO details. So you can do it here. If you have any roles, you can access review, but only users with key account manager and editor role are able to provide feedback, as I already mentioned. So here they could be pending. It means that feedback not provided yet, so it can be agree or disagree. If we see here agreed, it means that you agreed with this. If disagreed, it means that you disagreed with this. And for disagreed, you also have a need to provide justification and provide attachment as a proof. So if it already provided it's disagreed, you can click here and review these details. And the same for Nestlé, they are able to check these details from their side. So if you agree with this line, you click here and you confirm your agreement. And the status will be changed to agreed. If you disagree, you see this pop-up window, you indicate your justification, I will indicate test here, and you need to drag and drop attachment or click to browse it. So I am indicating file as proof, and after that I can submit it. So once I submitted it, as I already showed to you, it's in disagreed status and you can check these details. What else? You can provide it massively. So you can tick, for example, few lines and massively agree or disagree with. So you can click like this and the status will be changed accordingly. And what else? You have a possibility to use filters and filter by feedback status in order to work more efficiently with this new feature. And besides of it, you can export the data to Excel file and also use for your needs. And what else? This is high level summary table, and here you may check the summary of service level. So it allows you to check out the percentage of correctly delivered purchase order items, and you have this option to select it by plant, market, company code, zone, or even per parent and supplying vendors. So that's actually it in terms of VAS demo and our new feature. So we encourage you to use it. And let me come back to presentation.
Thank you a lot, Luda, for this very detailed demo. And indeed, we are very happy to share with you that we are not just coming back to you with refreshments, but already with enhancement on existing modules. So we are working to make it even more better for you. And now I would like just to share with you some important key takeaways. So the first one, and summary, let's say, is in order to use a model, please make sure that you have an active profile in Nestlé Supplier portal. Second one, please review the training materials in case you have some doubts or concern how to read it, etc. If you encounter any technical issue, do not hesitate to raise a ticket through inquiries. This is a specific tab that you have in your NSP menu. Soon it will be replaced with incident, but let's say everything will remain the same. We are just changing mainly name. And Also, we are recommend checking your score regularly and get in touch with your MRP planner in case you discover something that does not look quite right. Your MRP planner and procurement contacts are ready to help and offer their assistance. Also, use NSP as a standard way to review and feedback on performance and evaluation. Questions and WES concern score targets, questions about WES, or if you do not see WES tab, please clarify it with your procurement specialist or MRP planners, as they are happy to help you and to guide you through this. Now we can move to the sustain. Uh, and actually, I see that you are raising hands, and this is actually time to share with you which kind of channels you can use in order to ask your questions and to provide your feedbacks. As it was mentioned at the beginning, unfortunately, due to the time limitation, we cannot discuss them right now. So, but what you can do in case you have a questions, we would recommend you to use inquiries in these purposes and to raise a ticket related to process or technical questions from your site. As it was already again mentioned, this is a separate tab in your menu, in your NSP menu. Also, we have here another channel that it was mainly covered by Luda, so I will not go much into details, but just to let you know that we have different, let's say, possibilities. In case of questions or feedback, please feel free to use any of channels mentioned here. If you would like to provide concern or technical issue, please use inquiries. For learning purposes, please use our training center. The links are also there. And if you would like to check frequently asked question, file will be also there for you. In case you cannot join the portal due to first login issue, please feel free to report this to this generic email box. So there are multiple channels available for raising issue, asking questions, and receiving support from us. And also, please provide your feedback via inquiries, which are always welcome. Okay, we can move to the next slide. So, first of all, thank you. We appreciate and value your feedback, so thank you in case you would provide them. Just to finish the session, we would like to let you know that you will receive a summary email including the recording, attached the presentation and reference to our sustain model with link to all channels where you can contact us. This was it from us for today. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for your time. We hope you found these trainings useful and we will be looking forward to see you on the portal. And we wish you good rest of the day. See you on the
Thank you,
portal.
everyone.
Thank you. Take care.